working with Easy Mo B, can't say how blessed I am. I mean, first of all, Easy is one of the coolest dudes, two of the coolest dudes in the world, Easy Mo B and Cool DJ Red Alert. Write that down. I told him we were starting this disco show. He then told me that he loves spinning disco, which a lot of people probably don't know, because, you know, people equate Easy Mo B with Biggie, Tupac, a lot of hip hop stuff, but he loves disco. He loves dance music, disco, house. So basically, from him doing a set on the Underground Railroad, once we got the Ray Radio Show going, he came back and did a set on the Ray Radio Show, and he and I just kind of linked up from there. And, you know, we'd stay in contact and talk back and forth about records and stuff. And, you know, I just put it on the table like, listen, yo, we should do a joint together, you know. And he was like, yo, I'm down. I was very surprised, guy. You know, I just kind of threw it on the table, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we've been working on this album, I guess ever since last summer, and it's taken a long time because, you know, his schedule is crazy, my schedule is crazy. It's hard to get both of us on the same page. We do have a party, a monthly party that we do called Recognition, not recognition, but Recordnition. All vinyl party, monthly vinyl party we've been doing for a year together. But when we decided to do this album, the greatest joy for me working with a person like Mo B, the caliber of talent that he has, is that he was in the studio with Miles Davis. I love the whole Biggie thing. I love it, but Miles Davis for me, next level, man. I mean, anybody who knows, reads up on Miles Davis. Miles is a very, very interesting cat. And actually, here's a story Mo was telling me when he did that album with Miles Davis back in the early 90s. He said there was a beat session that was held, and there were a number of notable producers around that time that were called into this. They were specifically called to submit beats from this Miles Davis album. Mo told me the names, but I can't remember right now, but he said he was the last one to go in. And he said Miles was just kind of sitting there with his head down. And, you know, Mo just started playing beats, and, you know, Miles just wouldn't say anything. So Mo said like around like the fourth or fifth beat, Miles picked his head up and he leans over in classic Miles Davis gruffy jazz voice style. He's just like, "Can you make me sound like that?" And Mo was like, "Yeah." He was just like, "Well, all right." And that's it. So he got to work with Miles Davis. And for me, being in the same studio as somebody who worked with Miles, who was a very abstract kind of artist, individual, it's priceless for me. So we've been working on this album since last summer. We're probably going to release it on DWG Records, but, you know, we'll see what happens. But really, really chock full of good stuff. I really wouldn't say we didn't approach it with a concept, but there are concept songs on the album. There's one song that we're doing which features my man Oxygen and also my man Jesus Mason, who's on the Mark Smith LP that I was telling you about. It's a song about pedophile type of individuals. Like every night you turn the news on, this is what I've noticed. Every night you turn the news on, there's one story within the news about a child being abducted or a child being touched the wrong way, or like that kid Avante that just walked out and passed away recently here in the city. Like that kind of thing bothers me. And I think, like I said before, I try to make music that means something and that people can take things from and use and listen to years from now. So we have one song on there that deals with that kind of subject, and then I have another subject that deals with dying. Like I'm actually at my own funeral just talking about how people have perceived me in my own life. And these are all things that I think about on a daily basis, you know? So it's like, we didn't walk into it with a concept, but there are a lot of concept songs on the album that have to deal with actual real life experiences that I think people will enjoy. And of course, you know, you can't go wrong with, you know, an Easy Mo B track. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. So one day he was just like, yo, let's go to the crib. Bet. So, you know, hopped in his truck, went up to his house up there. And when you walk in, if anybody's ever seen my Facebook page, There's a picture of Mo's records in the basement, and when I say there are records everywhere, there are records and SP discs everywhere. The basement is full of records. He's got records in the basement, records in the bathroom basement, records in the dishwasher. It's sick. It's really sick, but now you understand his passion and you know where all that awesome music comes from. But we went down there and he just started pulling out discs. He played me the original disc from Going Back to Cali, which is bananas, and it's a totally different version from the one that's on the album. Played me a joint that Redman turned down, which is bananas. So it's just like, you know, just going through all this stuff with him and just him being a super cool dude and knowing that I'm working on the album with him. All this is just priceless to me. I'm a fan of the game. Like, I'm an artist that I want to be considered as a serious artist and, you know, looked at as my peers in the game as being like a dominant force in the lyrical game. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I'm a fan of this hip hop culture, man. And just to be associated with these individuals that I've listened to, it's priceless.